We're at an interesting 18th century site. The history for the site is rich. There's Hessian involvement during the Revolutionary War. The history goes back to the mid-18th century.
There are a whole series of foundations, and these appear to be the outbuildings that once surrounded this house. And they range from the 18th century to maybe the later 19th century. So we're trying to figure out what each of those buildings once served as. Do we have an outhouse? Do we have a bakehouse? Do we have a distillery? Do we have a barn? We're not really sure yet, but as we keep working, we should be able to figure that out. So Monmouth is beginning an anthropology program, an MA program in anthropology, and our archaeological work is going to focus on local projects like this one, where students can learn real-life, practical skills that will help them get careers in historic preservation, cultural resource management, and archaeology.
You get to unearth a lot, learn a lot about the history that no one knew before, a lot about the daily lives of the people that lived here. And I think overall, getting more involved in the school will help me get more involved for whatever job I do have.
I feel that Monmouth University students, without a doubt, get a personalized experience. We're working on one-on-one with each of the students. We encourage them to ask as many questions to us as possible, so as to better their experience, their learning experience.
So there are a lot of benefits for students who aren't history or anthropology majors, because archaeology gives you a way of sort of understanding the world we live in. And there are all sorts of different skills that go into doing archaeology, right? So there's some mathematical skills, there's surveying, there are organizational skills, there are note-taking, there are writing skills, there's even some photography. So lots of different skills go into making someone a skilled archaeologist besides just excavating.
The students now get to be a part of that learning experience that you don't get from just reading documents. You're actually touching the physical remains of objects that were once used by a family. And that, I think, is really important because it puts students in a state of mind where they feel closer to the history.
I love sifting. I love artifact searching. It's my favorite part of all the digs that I've been on, because to me it's like a treasure hunt. You know, a lot of people would look at these artifacts and consider them trash, remains. I mean, it's just shards of pottery, pieces of glass, nails, nothing worth money or anything like that. So it's not really treasure in, the regular sense, but to me it is, because it shows me how people were living their daily lives, every single bed, and I think that that's very important.
The value of Monmouth engaging the public in a project like this is we're demonstrating to the public just how valuable archaeology is as a way of making the past come to life in a way that I think isn't always possible. And sort of connecting with that artifact and thinking about the person who last used it and who tossed it out, I think it helps make the past come to life.